do a little bit of a different review for you all. We get a lot of emails wondering what our current audio-video setup is, so I figured I'd do a quick review of our gear and let you know kind of what we're using and the features of it. So the camera that we're using is the Canon Vixia HF S200, and went with this camera for a few different reasons. All of this stuff here was bought through Campbell Cameras. I decided to go through Campbell Cameras because they're geared more towards the outdoorsman, so I'd know they would have a good selection of cameras that are good for both indoor use and outdoor use, which it's going to get a lot of outdoor use this year. So check them out. They've got a really great selection, both professional and consumer grade cameras, and they've got an awesome selection of consumer grades, so different prices, so whatever your budget is, they should have something for you. The Canon Vixia I like for a few different reasons. I had issues with trying to find, I was on a strict budget, wanted to find a camera that had the audio external microphone jack and a headphone jack to where I could monitor audio levels, and had a problem finding anything under $1,000 just for the camera that does that type of thing, except for the Canon Vixia. Canon Vixia, the Vixia line has quite a few different camcorders in it. They range from $399 up, so they all come with different features, but chief among them are the headphone jack and then the microphone jack. The Canon Vixia, the storage capacity is on the HF S200, it's got 2 slots for SD cards, and it has no internal memory. So I've got a 16 gigabyte SD card in there right now, which takes about, with my video setting, it records about an hour, almost an hour and a half of footage. So as I keep it pretty clear regularly, an hour and 22 minutes or so is pretty good for me. I can usually do everything I need to do and not run out of space, but if you do, you've got this second slot here. If you put an SD card in there, without breaking up your footage, it'll swap from one SD card to another and keep recording, which is an awesome feature. I like that feature a lot. Some of the Vixia series cameras do come with internal memory, so that's nice too, along with the SD card memory. The Canon Vixia also comes with this nice little wireless controller remote. So let's take a quick look here at the Canon Vixia. The thing I like about it, it doesn't have a viewfinder, it just has the LCD screen. Okay, here's a good look at the LCD screen. The LCD screen is 3.5 inches, and of course it is touch screen. And I will just show you here, I've got this on a monopod, so it's not going to be completely stable, but I'll show you the menus through here, and the scrolling is a little difficult till you get the hang of it, but it's a lot like an iPod in that respect, that you just got to run your fingers through it, and it takes a little while to get used to, but once you've got it, the right amount of pressure and where to touch, it's easy to figure out. And I told you earlier the thing I liked about the Canon Vixia was the external microphone jack and the headphone jack, and I'll show you how I can watch and adjust my levels right here. You'll see there's a gauge right here, and it kind of moves with my voice, and I'll go up here to function and right here to mic level, and you can see there's an automatic and a manual setting. I've got it on manual so I can automatically to manually set it, and basically I'll watch, and if I'm still in the yellow, I'm doing pretty good. If I get into the red, that means I'm getting a little loud, it might distort the sound. So basically I'll take this arrow and move it down, and basically that'll soften my audio level and adjust it so there's no distortion if it gets too loud. And then when I'm out of the mic level function, I'll press the little X up here. It's always down here, so all I gotta do, quick shortcut, is basically press that microphone button and then adjust my levels and then hit X to get out of it. And I'm back to square one. I'm going to show you an example of the touch and track. Let's see if I can find something to track here. Okay, you'll see I've selected an object in the frame down here. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a box around it, and no matter where I go with my camera, that box will stay on that object in that frame. And that's how the touch and track system works for this camera. It basically tracks that object as long as it's in the frame, and it will keep focused on that object as well. The Canon Vixia also has a couple image stabilizers. There's one that's usually always on whenever you're filming at a distance, but when you're zooming up close, and I'll show you this later, it's got the powered IS, which basically keeps you from shaking when you're really zoomed in. And I think that's awesome, especially if you're zoomed in on a deer. It should keep it pretty steady and not look like you're shaking the camera to death. So that's an awesome feature, and I'll show you more of that feature in a minute or so. Okay, now I'm going to show you the image stabilization on this camera. I'm going to focus in really close up here to the broadhead box on Ike's tool cabinet, and I'm going to zoom in quite a ways. And I'm using a monopod, so it's going to be a little shaky. Let me get that in frame here. Once you get really focused in and really zoomed in, even the slightest movement, especially with this monopod, will take it and make it shake really bad. But I'm going to press the powered IS button. Let me get back in frame so you can really see. I'm going to press the powered IS, and you can see how stable it is now. And I'm going to take my hand off the button, and then you can kind of see it jitters again. And I'm going to press the button again, and I'm actually moving the camera around a little bit here to show you how stable that picture maintains with that powered IS on. Now I'm going to show you the photo capabilities with the Canon Vixia HF-S200. It's got a built-in 8 megapixel camera, and basically to get to photo mode, you just press this button down here and it'll swap to photo mode. And you can see I've got 2,468 pictures on this 16 gig card, so it takes a lot of pictures with a card that size. And I will just show you here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a picture, and then I'll show you what the camera does physically with this camera mode. Now you'll see as I take a picture, some information comes up here about the picture. Picture size, dimensions. But as you can see, it kind of finds objects to focus in on, and I'm sure if there was a person there, it would focus in on them. I think it's got that face detection for the photo capabilities as well. Let me show you what the camera does physically during this photo mode. I've got it into photo mode on the touch screen, and there's a button right here, a photo button. You push that and my flash pops up. And then when I take a picture, the flash is enabled. And it's all right here with this little photo button. That's all you gotta press. Let's take a look at the different microphones and how they work with the Canon Vixia. One of the microphones that we are going to be using with our Canon Vixia is a wireless setup. It's basically a wireless lapel mic. There's a receiver and a transmitter, and one will go on Ike, of course, and then the other will go into the camera. And let's see, this one is the receiver. So we're going to put this in here. We're actually going to put the receiver in our mic slot since we're going to be using a microphone. And then basically what I do with this is I just clip it onto my strap, and it holds just like that. And basically with this receiver, they've got an earphone hole, so that's where I put my headphones. Of course, it's got a little picture of an ear. So it also has the capability of mic mixing, which you can put a second microphone in there, and basically the person behind the camera can hear the person being recorded, and that's probably really good for a hunting setup. That way the cameraman can hear the hunter and know which deer he's going to be pointing at or what he's basically aiming at. So this goes on the camera. Of course, your headphones go here so you can listen in, and then the lapel mic goes on the shirt, of course, and then this can be fed down through the shirt and clipped on wherever they want it clipped on. So that's how that works. It's got 3 different channels that you can sync together. This does work on an FM band, so It sometimes has the tendency to get a little fuzzy, like a radio station would if the signal's not that great. So you can switch between channel 1, 2, and 3 to get a better signal, basically, between the receiver and transmitter. So that's basically how that works. Very simple, and of course it goes through your camera, so there's no sound mixing that you have to do. It's all recorded in together since it's plugged into the camera. The second microphone we're going to be talking about is the shotgun mic, which is this little fuzzy thing here. This is basically what the shotgun microphone looks like without its noise reducer. So that'll slip on, of course, and I'm going to show you a clip that we did with Ike. On a review he did, it was a very, very windy day, and the wind was really gusting, so it was a really good test on how well this microphone performed, and I was extremely impressed. You can see everything kind of going amok around him, but there's no distortion in the sound. And how it connects to the camera is basically the Canon Vixia has this little shoe. It's called the Mini Advanced shoe, which basically you slide that back and there's a little shoe here. And you gotta make sure this is in the unlocked position. This is actually a shotgun mic made by Canon, so it's made specifically for the Canon cameras and specifically with this line of camera. And you basically slide this microphone into the shoe and you lock it down. And you can usually hear it click. Hold on. There you go. You have to make sure it's completely turned to the unlocked position, otherwise it won't slide into the shoe all the way. So you, of course, lock it down, and it looks very comical because the microphone is basically the size of the camera, but I have found that it works awesome, and the sound clarity is very good.
Real tough time guessing range, and this makes it where my rangefinder is completely accessible all the time. And I apologize, we've got a wind blowing really hard today.
So this is a directional microphone, but there are different presets. If I can find them. There's on the other side. They've got different presets. It's on the back. Okay. Basically, the shotgun is pointed forward, so that would be good for Ike's. Usually, if he's in a standing position, I'll use the shotgun forward because it's aiming directly at him, so it picks him up great. You've got a 90-degree angle and then 120 degrees that you can capture with this microphone. But I've found for what we're using it for, the shotgun mic works fine. I also want to add that if you've got this camera hooked into the, or the microphone hooked into the camera, you cannot have the wireless mic hooked up as well. It will only pick up one microphone at a time, so unfortunately you can't use both. Okay, so that was a look at the Canon Vixia HF S200, as well as the wireless mic system from Sony and the Canon directional shotgun microphone. I think I'm really going to like this setup. So far, from what we've shot, it's worked out really great. If I need something more directional, I use that directional microphone. If he's going to be, further away from the camera and I'm going to have a hard time hearing him, I've got the wireless setup to work with that. So I think this is really going to work out for us. And so far, I've been really happy with the results. So check out CampbellCameras.com. They've got an awesome selection, as I stated earlier. They've got different packages. They've got like a turkey hunting package, a deer hunting package, I think an angler package, something that they can suggest the best equipment to fit your needs and whatever you're going to be doing out there. But they've also got some lower end camcorders as well. If you're just starting, you're like us, you're kind of semi-amateur, just kind of doing your own thing. So definitely check those out at CampbellCameras.com. They've also got accessories and tripods, anything under the sun that you need for audio video equipment they've got. So also check out our website for more how-to videos, more product reviews, and bow reviews. And I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks.